But you're not going to have an efficient workout. If you don't fuel that engine, you're not going to have a good workout. And I can give you an example even from the other day. Last couple days ago, I did a cardio kickboxing class. Oh man, I was having so much fun. I was punching. I was having a great workout, working out any aggression I had. About 10 minutes left of the class, I was done. I could not jump. My arms were heavy. And I had to go back and think, okay, what did I eat? I obviously didn't fuel my body right. What have I been eating the last couple of days? So it definitely plays a role. If you're not eating well or not eating anything before a workout, you risk having an inefficient workout. Don't think you're going to get more bang for your buck. All right, this is another good one. Oh, I love it. You walk into the gym, you're like, okay, I'm going to do the treadmill, I'm going to do the elliptical. Take a look at the console there, and it says fat burn program. You're like, yep, I'm here to burn fat. So following the fat burn program is the best way to lose weight. This is tricky. It's true and false. So I need to explain some things about cardio. So when you walk up to the machine and it says fat burn program, the idea is that you are going to do a pretty low intensity workout, meaning you're able to talk the whole time. If you have headphones in your ears, you can sing along to the song. In fact, I've been next to people at the gym that they sing their entire workout. So that's a low intensity workout. Yeah, you're sweating a little bit, you're breathing a little bit heavy, but it's pretty low intensity. So this kind of workout has its place. And here's what's happening in your body when you're doing this kind of workout. You're able to pull in oxygen, distribute it through your body, and your body's able to use that oxygen to convert fat to a fuel source. Okay? So oxygen's coming in. Your body goes, okay, I've got time here to distribute this oxygen, convert fat to a fuel source, and you can burn fat. That's a fat burning workout. Now what happens when you go up to a piece of equipment and you punch in fat burn, you want to do the fat burn workout, that piece of equipment is going to tell you what intensity you should be working out at. It's going to tell you what your heart rate should be. And I'm going to tell you that machine may or may not know what your heart rate should be. So I'll use myself as an example. I'm 34 years old. I've been doing triathlons, marathons, half marathons for probably almost 10 years. I have a girlfriend. She's 34 years old too. She's been pretty active except for the last year. She got pregnant and had a baby. So it's probably been about a year and 4 months or so since she's been doing serious training. If we both walk up to that treadmill and hit a fat burn program, that treadmill is going to tell both of us we should work out at a heart rate of 130. I will tell you, I can work out to a heart rate up to 145, 155 and still be burning fat. My girlfriend, who's just now getting back into working out, she might be sucking wind at a heart rate of 120. So we're very different. We're coming from a different background. Okay? So that treadmill may or may not be able to tell us what heart rate is appropriate for us. The concept that a lower intensity workout will burn more fat, that is true. That is absolutely true. Now, the other problem with the fat burning workout, even if you have the right intensity, that doesn't mean that every day should be a fat burning workout. Some days you need to have higher intensity work. You need to be huffing and puffing. You need to not be able to answer my question if I asked you, hey, what did you do this weekend? You need to give me very short answers and give me a dirty look like I don't want to talk to you. You need to have that higher intensity workout a couple times a week. So that's why this is true and false. Part of a good cardio program has fat burning workouts in it as well as higher intensity workouts in it. And what happens is sometimes I'll work with people that are these endorphin fiends. They're always looking for endorphins. And so they love that high intensity workout, high intensity workout. And that's all they'll do, high intensity workout. Well, those people, they risk getting hurt, they risk overtraining, and really all they're doing when they do that high intensity workout is they're burning a lot of carbohydrates. Then they go home, they eat a smart dinner, they refuel fuel with some carbohydrates and protein. And they go back to the gym the next day and they burn those carbohydrates off. Somewhere in there, you got to teach the body or give the body an opportunity to burn fat. So if you're doing a workout regimen where some day is high intensity, some day is low intensity, then we're hitting it up because they both have their pros and cons. Yep, you're going to burn more calories with that high intensity workout, but you can't forget, you got to teach your body how to burn fat too. So I know cardio and the fuels that you're burning and the different intensities, I know it can be confusing, and I don't expect you to get it with just hearing it once. So this is stuff that I go over all the time with my clients. We're always tweaking their cardio, always changing it. I can explain to some of my clients over and over again the concepts behind cardio, and that's okay. That's my job, okay? And I love this stuff, so I don't mind doing it. All right, so the next one. Free weights are better than machines. Well, this is another one that's true and false. It's a tricky one. So free weights are better than machines because you can burn more calories using free weights. You are working more of your stabilizing muscles. You have to stabilize this weight out here. It's a little bit harder than sitting in a machine that's not going to move on you. With free weights, you can do more functional training, meaning you can work more than one muscle group at a time. So take, for example, if we're sitting in a machine doing a chest press. Right now, sitting in that machine, all I'm working is my chest. But if I do that exercise standing up with some pulleys, or if I do it laying on a ball with free weights, now all of a sudden this exercise becomes not only about my chest, but also about my core and my legs. Okay? I can do movements where I'm down low and then I'm up high, all of a sudden getting a total body workout. So in that way, free weights are better than machines. But there's a risk. There's a much bigger risk when I'm doing a movement like this of getting hurt. If I don't know what I'm doing, if I don't know proper form, or if I'm doing too much weight, there's a bigger risk of getting hurt. So that's where free weights may be more dangerous. Another benefit to machines is that you might be able to do more weight with machines than you can do with free weights. So guess what? Free weights have their place. Machines can have their place. It's always best to have somebody properly train you on it and properly guide you through it and modify it as it needs to be. All right. My fat is turning into muscle. False, false, false. A fat cell remains a fat cell, fat cell, fat cell, fat cell for its life. A muscle cell will always be a muscle cell. Muscle cell is a muscle cell is a muscle cell. So these old college football players, they go, oh man, all my muscle turned to fat. It didn't turn to fat. Your muscle cells will always stay a muscle cell. So fat cells do not become muscles. Sorry. And muscles do not become fat cells. So a pound of fat and a pound of muscle both weigh 1 pound. The difference is a pound of muscle takes up a lot less room than a pound of fat in your jeans. Okay. All right, so hopefully you took some good notes on those true or false, and you can help me spread the word on some of those. But let's talk about some of our current fitness trends. So one thing that we're hearing a lot about is hot yoga. So this is a picture of my boyfriend, and he's practicing his yoga while we're raspberry picking earlier this year. But hot yoga doesn't mean it takes place outside where it's hot. But hot yoga takes place in a studio that's 90 to 100 degrees. And the idea is that if you're really warm, your muscles are going to be very, very stretchy and pliable. And that is true. There are some risks to it. The risks are, well, you can get dehydrated, which means you're going to get lightheaded and not feel so good. You obviously will risk electrolyte imbalance, which can cause some heart palpitations. So there are some risks. It can improve digestion Like I said, your tissues will be nice and warm and be very elastic-like. Your capillaries will be very dilated, which will help get oxygen to your tissues and will help you remove toxins. So it may have its place, but understand the risks involved as well. Another fitness trend we're seeing a lot of people are enjoying, including many of my clients, is Zumba. Zumba is kind of like it's like a dance. It's a dance class. So my only caution with Zumba is just make sure you have appropriate shoes. My cross-trainer shoes or my running shoes are not appropriate shoes to wear to Zumba because there's a lot of turning on your heel, or I'm sorry, on the ball of your foot. So if I have shoes with a lot of grip on them, that's going to put a lot of stress on my knee and hip. So make sure you've got appropriate shoes. And what I like about Zumba is even if you're brand new to doing cardio, say you haven't been working out, you're a little bit out of shape, you can do Zumba and you know what, you're just doing the steps, you're trying to keep up with the instructor, and your movement might be kind of small, but you're getting a good workout and you don't even realize it because you're having fun. But then as you start to learn the moves and learn the hip shakes, all of a sudden your moves become bigger and maybe they even become jumps. So as you get more and more conditioned, your workout becomes even more strenuous because you become better at it. And so you continually pushing your body outside its comfort level, so you're continuing to make progress and not plateauing. So another fitness trend is Wii Fit. Many of you probably even have Wii Fit. I have Wii Fit. It's fun. It's fun. Gets you moving. It is motivating. But there are some things that I want to make sure that you understand that aren't so good about it. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would give it about a 7, okay? 10 being the absolute best. Some of the exercises that they have you do, you may not be ready for. They might not be appropriate for you. I mean, that's the case with anything. When it's a generalized program for the general public, it might not be appropriate for you. The risk here is sometimes they're not giving you options. They're not telling you, okay, here's a modification. If this is too hard, do it this way. And it goes the other way too. If this is too easy, try it this way. Now, obviously there's some things that you can do, and there's things that I do. When I do the Wii Fit, you can add some weights. You can use a stability ball, you can use a Bosu ball to do some of these exercises on. There's lots of things that we can do. So I like it as part of a program, but I think a lot of times you need to have somebody giving you some guidance or coaching through it. One of the things that I think is limiting with the Wii Fit is if you're doing a strength training program, you have to pick your exercises. So chances are, you're going to pick the exercises that are easy for you, right? We always do the ones that are easy. They're probably not the ones you need to be doing. The other thing is I want to make sure that you're choosing enough exercises for each body part. So make sure you're getting an exercise for your chest. You also get some for your back. You're doing something for your legs. Make sure you're doing something for your abs. Make sure you're doing something for your back. Make sure everything is balanced. And so that's hard to know. And I will tell you, there's not a whole lot of choices for some of the muscle groups. With the board that you use with the Wii Fit, there are some exercises where that board might not be big enough for you. You know, if I do it the way they show me on the board, it's not proper form for my body. So something else to kind of keep in mind, some of the limits of Wii Fit. Now, another one that we see a lot of, and I'm sure some of you might even have them on, are shape-ups or Skechers or whatever brand we're talking about. But these shoes that are promised to tone up your butt or tone up your calves. So now when these first came out a couple years ago, obviously as an athletic trainer, I'm thinking, okay, well, do I think these are going to work? Let me think about what I know about physiology and exercise physiology. What do I think? And I'm thinking, okay, I don't think these are really going to work. This doesn't really make sense. And then all of a sudden I have some of my friends trying them. They're like, oh man, I really feel it. Oh, I love it. It feels so good and all this stuff. Okay, so now I'm kind of like, well, what's going on here? Let me think about this. Let's do a little research. There has been research done on it. So research done by the American College of Exercise as well as the University of Wisconsin. Both of these